A function is a relation in which each element of the input x is paired with exactly one element of the output y. And now here's a video to explain how functions really work.
Yes, I'm the only one! I am the only one! Touchdown! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Yeah, I'm the only one! That's the way I function! I am the only one! Yeah!
There you have it, boys and girls. X Factor has done it again. 2 touchdowns. He is the only one. That is the way he functions. He is in a world by himself. He is the greatest. So when it comes to the X, it is the only one. And that's how it is.
All right, so just kind of make you understand, just like the football game, when he did this, that's like the only guy that can do this. That's like his symbol. So the same thing with functions. There can only be one X. When you're looking at your table, it can only be one X, because if there's only one X, then it's only paired up with only one Y. But if you see 2 of these of the same number, that means it is not a function. So looking at the first example, the order of the ordered pairs, I'm looking at the numbers -2, -1, -5, 1, and 5. There's nothing that's doubled. There's nothing the same. They're all one and the same. So that is called a function. Now the next example that you see, I have -1, 1, -5, 3, -1. But if you notice, -1 is shown twice. Therefore, it's not a function. Now we also see it through a table. So looking at this table, I'm only want to focus on the x's. So I got -2, -1, 0, and 2. And by looking at it, the x's, none of them are duplicated or doubled. So that's a function. But the next example, if you notice the -5s on the x's only, I don't care about the y's, but the x's only, the -5s repeat. So therefore, this table is not a function. Now looking at this mapping, I only want to focus on just the x again. So if I'm looking at the x's, I want to look at my x's and make sure none of them get doubled, and none of them are double. But then I want to make sure that there's not 2 arrows pointing to 2 different y's. So when I'm looking at it, they're all good. So this one is a function. Now this one is not a function because I'm looking at the 15. Because 15 is pointing to the 7 and the 9. Therefore, this map is not a function. Now, looking at the graphs, the way you do a graph is you do a vertical line test. And then when you do a vertical line test, it can only hit that graph one time. So if I draw my lines, if you notice, every time I draw my line, it hit it twice. So if it hit it twice, therefore it is not a function. So for example, if I'm looking at the point 2, 3 and 2, -3, if I put it on the table, 2 pops up twice because they have 2 different y's. They're 3 and the -3, so therefore not a function. Now I have this squiggly line kind of graph. So if I was to draw a vertical line test through the graph, it knows that it does not hit twice. So therefore this one is a function. So just remember, when it comes to a function, focus on only your x's. It can only be paired up with only one y. Okay, so when you're looking for the x's, if you see 2 of the same x's, therefore it's not a function. All right, so another way to look at it is like this. Okay, so all props, credit go to Mr. Houston. But when it comes to a function, remember, x can only be paired to one y. Same thing with marriage. A husband can only have one wife. A husband can't have 2 wives, because that's not how we function. Okay, so again, when you're looking at anything, when it comes to a function, we can't have 2 x's, because your x can't be paired with 2 different y's. Again, an x can't be paired with 2 different y's. Okay, so that's not how we function. So that's another way to look at it. Hope you can get it. This is Mr. Ford. Functions. Get it.